Before this video starts, I must mention that there are some spoilers to the previous Persona games. To those I have already spoiled the previous games, I apologize. I thought only die-hard fans watch my videos, and I didn't consider new fans may watch these. Now that that's been said, time for the actual video. What's up, guys and gals? Red Icing back again. Yes, Persona 5. Information. Again. I'm surprised more of y'all don't skip the intro. Today's topic is how Persona 5 is Persona 3 and 4's baby. For P1, P2 fans, don't worry. Sometimes P3 and P4 drop a kid off at the grandparents' house for date night, and he learns some things from them. So why this topic, some of you are asking? Well, it all started when I was watching a Professor Thorgy video, and this came up.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait for the new Persona game. I'm a huge fan of the previous games in the series, although I'll admit I'm a little hesitant about the new protagonist. I mean, just look at him. He looks like the love child of the protagonist from Persona 3 and 4, and raised by the dude from Catherine.
This was months ago, but at the time it got to me, and it started a search to see how Persona 5 matched the last two games. The message boards right now are arguing and agreeing over the same subject, so the timing feels right. The only question is, where to start off? Well, the easiest place to start off is combat. If you have watched the trailers, you must have seen the all-out attack that occurs on multiple occasions. In these events, the main characters open fire on the downed enemies. This is a trait from P3 and P4. More importantly, check out the positioning of the team. In this fight, the team surrounds the enemy, which is another trait of P3, P4, whereas P1, P2 had a more two-sided field. What really drives this point home is the boss fight in the trailers, where the team takes on the two-sided field system. Sound familiar? You always knew that it was serious when your teammates lined up on one side, unless it was a secret boss. When it came to that, thank you, Atlas, for making us be overconfident and have our party wiped. The next point is the dungeon aspects. Some of you are asking, what do you mean? The dungeons are completely new and awesome, nothing like the randomly generated dungeons from before. Well, to answer the imaginary and questioning crowd in my head, I don't mean it in the standard playable way some of you are thinking. Rather, I am thinking of it in a story way. In Persona 3, the only dungeon is Tartarus. Tartarus is a real location, the school the main characters attend, but transformed into a breeding nest for shadows. Yeah, you explore outside of it on certain nights, but let me explain a little bit more before you start poking holes in what I say. Poking holes. Oh, great. There goes the female demographic. In Persona 4, rather than having one location, you have an entire copy of the city the main characters live in to explore. In this Shadow City are the main dungeons, each a representation of the character trapped in them or the boss in them. Yeah, enough of the stuff we already know, Red. Get to the point already. Man, you imaginary guys are impatient. Well, in Persona 5, we have come to learn that the Palace Dungeon is a school transformed into the castle. This happens due to the boss considering the school his castle. However, it is still in the real world. In this scene, both the main character and Ryuji stumble upon it. It was a total surprise to them. Some of you are putting two and two together, but for the rest of you, I'll spell it out. The dungeons in Persona 5 are real locations, like Persona 3, but are in different places, like Persona 4. I say that because the art gallery dungeon occurs at, well, a museum art gallery. And then the casino dungeon occurs at an American-style casino, but for some reason it's owned by the Yakuza. Several locations is what I'm trying to describe, and before the P1, P2 fans start their whole hissy fit, yes, the style fits your favorite games before it fits Persona 4. In total, it is a mixture of all Persona games. Boom! Did I blow your mind? If not, consider the next topic as another chance. Rather than go into deeper details on these next few subjects, just a quick fire listing will work. Number 1. The MC has a moment of haziness before the game truly starts in both P3 and P4. This scene here illustrates the same phenomenon, and the subway rides are considered a crossing of the threshold in all three. Number 2. The lunchtime want to hang out cutscenes in both P3 and P4 were an excuse to spam the X button until it was over. Persona 5 continues this system in a new way with text messaging through the phone at lunchtime, as seen here where the MC gets a text while sitting in class. This seems way easier than the previous system where it was just people waiting in line to talk to you. Number 3. Both P3 and P4 had staging areas before entering the other world. P3 had the dorm lobby and the meeting room, while Persona 4 had the Junes food court. Persona 5 has a coffee shop called Sumikon. The main character lives in a room above the shop. Sounds like a perfect mixture between the two previous games. Number 4. And finally, we reached the last similarity in which the butterfly from Persona 4 is involved. While Persona 3 had the sign-in book and the grandfather clock to save your progress, in Persona 4 it is replaced by a calendar and a swirling magic butterfly. When watching the trailer, right before the Midnight app engulfs the screen, we can see an app icon on the map reminiscent of a butterfly. A later video should detail the importance of this fact, but let's just end the video here. I'm sorry it's a short one today. I didn't have much time to do this. Well, that's it for this week's video. Do you have any questions? Am I wrong in any of this analysis? Do you have any theories or ideas of your own? Leave a comment down below with the word red at the start and I'll get back to you. Next week's video will be about the societal control theory and how it fits the theme of Persona 5. Thank you for watching, and again, I cannot think of a closer, so goodbye.